Yo, what's good? It's Dojin here. It's been a while, right? How have you guys been? I've been especially busy working on my other channel that showcases arcraiders gameplay. It is a lot of work because I add my own spice of narrative and editing in it, so it's more entertaining to watch. But I guess this is a separate channel where I give my honest inputs on my own thoughts, experiences, and generally give, hopefully, advice to people out there who might need to hear what I'm trying to say. I'm totally new to content creation as I started this year, and man, it's been quite the commitment. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but creating content, especially gaming content, takes a lot of freaking work. Sure, maybe the videos I post here don't require as much editing, but I'm trying my hand on editing narrative gameplay stories, and it's been pretty tough. But hey, you know, at least it's rewarding in its own way, where you see engagement and praise from other people on the content, and it makes that whole endeavor worthwhile. The videos I make here get a lot less views and attention, but that's okay, as this channel is more of an experimental, personal expression for me, as well as getting familiar with speaking on a mic, which I'm trying to get more comfortable with. No, I promise, it's not to say that my viewers here are considered second-class citizens. If anything, I consider you guys more of a community because I'm trying to build a personal connection here with you by sharing my own honest personal experiences. I do generally like to help people, and I've been through some mentorships in the past, so this is kind of my own way of passing it down. But going back to content creation struggle, any fellow content creators understand this struggle that I'm going through? I feel like lately I've been very consumed by the art of content creation. I compare my life and my mindset before I started and now, and I feel like I've become somewhat of a different person. These days, a lot of my thoughts are consumed by how my content is performing and what can I do to improve, and also coming up with new ideas. It's to the point where I'm thinking about this during my day job and even outside my day job, where instead of enjoying the finer things in life, I'm just working on content material. I mean, it's getting to the point where I can't really tell if I'm working hard or if I'm letting it consume me. I do have a personality where if I stick to something, I will give it my 110%, but there is some kind of a trade-off though, right? On one hand, I see my channel growing at a great pace, and that exceeded my expectations, and I'm pretty happy about it. My editing and idea execution skills have evolved, and this is something I can actually see when I compare my day one videos to the current videos that I'm creating. The quality has risen substantially. I mean, I have so much more to learn and improve on, and I'm only scratching this tiny tip of the iceberg because I can definitely improve on thumbnailing and maybe even structuring my edits, of course. But what did it take to get here? It's not really the material cost. I mean, sure, I spent some money to drop for a Shure MV7 Plus mic, a new mic stand, software such as Adobe Premiere Pro, and some subscription for music and sounds. But really, I feel like I sacrificed my mental bandwidth, time, and connection with my family and close peers. And this is something I didn't really expect, nor is this something that I feel like content creators really share. Because of my pursuit for improvement at a rapid pace, I knew it would take a lot of time investment, but man, no one talks about the mental investment as well. Look, for example, I used to be pretty uptight and good about cleaning the house and doing the chores. I am by nature a pretty clean guy and good at not procrastinating on household work. However, slowly but surely, I'm letting things slip through the cracks. Like, I used to vacuum every day, but now I'm doing it every other day or maybe every 2 days. Right? I would walk dogs in the evening, as that is my designated shift that I set up with my wife, but I find myself slipping or forgetting because I'm trying to record for arcraiders content. I even get to bed at a later time because I would normally watch up and get to bed by 9:30 p.m. to get some adequate rest and chill with the wife and dogs, but now that got pushed to around 10:30 p.m. And yes, this has raised quite a bit of argument, which is why I'm getting more privy and I'm trying to be more aware about this. You see, these are the things that are visible and easy to see that shows that I'm slipping away. But let's talk about the mental aspect here as well, because that is a little bit more subtle. Like, it's a little scary to admit these things because I'm actually aware that it's changing me, but I almost feel like I can't help it. I know it's sort of a problem, but to me, I'm almost seeing it as a cost for greatness, or this is what it takes to get good at a rapid pace. Maybe one of you guys can chime in on how this feels or what you think about this feeling. So you know how I mentioned I let little physical things slip up like chores or losing track of time? I now feel myself losing some sort of focus or presentness in life as well. For example, if I'm walking the dogs, normally I would be enjoying my time with them and being happy, but occasionally I'll have these little thoughts that slip into my head. Some of these thoughts could be like, check your analytics now, see how your videos are performing. Did you get a new subscriber yet? Your channel velocity is slowing down. What's going on? Are you falling behind? You need to grind harder. I mean, it's silly, but do any of these thoughts resonate with you guys? yeah, these things bleed into my daily life in a way that it can sometimes, or actually it really does intrude. And I'm well aware that this isn't the healthiest kind of mindset, which is why I'm actively trying to correct course at the moment. Yo, I mean, not gonna lie, this does get a little mentally exhausting, and I feel like I've been on my phone or I'm looking at my screen a lot more recently now that I've started content creation. But it's wild because sometimes my wife will say something to me and it will completely go out from one ear to the other, or I will completely tune out or maybe miss out on it. Of course, what am I thinking? I'm thinking, why did this video not get as many views? Or why did I lose a subscriber or two yesterday? Some silly stuff like that. But you know what? In a way, I thought this was what it took to become great at something. And truthfully, I do sort of agree. The best in the field, I believe, are obsessive about improving and striving for perfection. I feel like I'm sort of on that same boat, but it can definitely come at a cost, which is why I'm trying to find a delicate balance. I think I do have to come to terms with that. And yeah, I have a family to support. I have to be present with them. As much as I would love for my content creation channels to grow quickly and learn as much as possible, I also have to be aware that I have responsibilities, a wife, and my two cute dogs that I treasure so dearly. Don't want to be successful 10, 20 years from now and think back at all the lost time and have regrets, especially with my dogs who won't live past 10 years. Life is too short. And it is even more so with pets, which is the biggest tragedy of all this. I have to think, I only have such a short time with them. Is it really worth sacrificing the time I have now with them just because I want to chase some kind of craft or skill set? I am aware I'm getting kind of touchy and real here, but these are the true feelings and thoughts that I have. And there's something I also think about that also conflicts with the question earlier about if this is all worth it. The truth, the deep truth, why am I doing content creation? I mean, sure, it's a nice hobby, it's a great artistic endeavor, and it flexes my creative side of my brain, but why am I really doing this? It really truly boils down to the possibility of making a career out of this potentially, which, realistically speaking, is kind of like winning a lottery ticket that requires a lot of your time and self-sacrifice. This is also what kills me, because I almost justify my sacrifices because I think of it as the cost of a better future for myself and my family. Sure, it may take 10, even 20 years to finally get to a comfortable place where I can finally make a living off of this, but will it really pay off? And even if it does, will it be worth the tremendous sacrifices I'm making now to get there? Because the chances of making it, I'm pretty aware, are very slim, so it's more likely that I won't make a living off of this. Now that really brings the question, right? Is it really worth the sacrifices then? I think this is where the crux of this boils down to, and I truly struggle with this. You want to know what's sad about this? I'm working as a software engineer right now, and I see a future where white-collar employment can get substantially wiped out. You can see the signs of this actually going on right now. Companies are trying to slash their workforce through layoffs. They're stingy on hiring new talent and utilizing a lot of their funds to invest in AI, all in hopes of saving on labor costs in the future. Being in the forefront of this technology, I can totally see a future where this comes into fruition. It isn't some kind of pipe dream. I'm literally writing zero code myself as a so-called coder. In a way, this is my hedge of building the skill sets to pivot into the digital attention economy, which I can see being a new frontier. And I also see that it will take a long time to develop the right skill sets to create videos of great value that demands our viewers' attention. I feel like content creators out there can really relate to this feeling, or maybe high performers, or even hobbyists that take their craft seriously. I guess the moral to all this is really, you have to recognize that there is a balance to all this. Recognize your situation and recognize your goals. Recognize what it takes to get there and realize, is this really worth it? What are you willing to sacrifice? And how badly do you want this? Because as badly as I do want this, it's not to the point where I want to sacrifice the kind of time and presentness I have with my family. It's just not fair to them. I'm actually genuinely curious about how other people do this or how they find that balance. Not necessarily within content creation, but people who maybe work a second job or who are working on a serious hobby or trying to do something like improve a skill set very seriously. How do you strike that balance when you have like a family to take care of? I guess one quick answer to that comes to my head right now is maybe sacrificing sleep, but that's definitely something I don't want to do because I really truly need at least 7 hours to even function like a normal human being. Yeah, I guess this just really means to say I got to take it day by day and really lock in, but also make sure that I'm not forgetting who I am and who have been there for me and have supported me. When it comes down to it, I really don't want to have that feeling of regret of, oh man, I wish I spent more time with my dogs and now they're not here. Or I wish I spent more time going on dates with my wife, but now we're older and our body is breaking down on us. But we do have a bigger house or we do have a better car. If you guys have any thoughts on this, I would love to hear from you. And if this video has been helpful or you like this content, I would appreciate you liking and subscribing to my channel. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon.